The Oklahoma Sooners finally got another commit here in the 2026 recruiting cycle, ending, I think it was like a 3 or a 4 month drought at this point. But the Oklahoma Sooners get a defensive commitment that potentially could lead to a second commitment for Oklahoma. And you would imagine the floodgates are about to start opening because we've talked about several guys that Oklahoma could be landing on the recruiting trail. So, of course, I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts because today we're talking about the commitment of Niko Jandreau out of Chandler, Arizona, a 6'1" safety, plays a little bit of linebacker nickel out of Hamilton High School. Had a total of, I think it was 14 total offers. And just recently was on campus with old Tebow out at USC. So good news is Oklahoma wins that one there. You win the good fight. You love to see it. But yes, the Oklahoma Sooners go out there and land Nico Jandreau. This is the brother to Beau Jandreau. If you guys remember, we talked about them here on the pod just a couple months ago. And we'll look at getting Nico on and maybe Beau on down in the future. So keep your guys' eyes and ears tuned in for that. But Nico picked Oklahoma over USC, Missouri, Washington. So Nico had a decent offer sheet here. And when you look at what Nico is able to provide Oklahoma here on the field, you watch his film. This is definitely a guy that I think could end up playing. I mean, yes, safety for Oklahoma because that's where he was recruited. But I do think there is the possibility maybe of playing Cheetah down the road. I do think, Brandon Hall, I think, just has a knack for recruiting guys like that. So we'll kind of have to see kind of where he fits. But I think he's got the body and he's got the frame for it. And when you go look at how he plays on the field, I definitely think this is a guy that would fit what Brent Venables is looking for in that position. So Niko Jandreau commits to Oklahoma here, gives you your fourth commit of this class, brings Oklahoma up to about 46 from 54 in the recruiting rankings. So Oklahoma still got some work to do if they want to catch up and maybe try to squeeze into the top 15. If you end up in the top 10, I think that would just be that would be phenomenal compared to where you're at right now. But I think top 15 is potentially not out of the reach. Sophomore year of high school, according to Max Preps, Niko Jandreau had 50 total tackles, 31 solo tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 12 pass breakups. So again, a guy that was highly productive in high school and a guy that I think could come to Oklahoma and be a big time performer here. But you kind of ask the question, what about his brother, right? Can Oklahoma get a dual package here? I think it's a possibility. So when you go back and you listen to some prior interviews that Nico and Beau have done, they've talked about the desire to potentially play with each other, potentially be a package deal. Now, of course, the cards have to align, right? I mean, the school has to want to take both of you, right? The school has to have offered both of you. And let me tell you, Beau and Nico don't have necessarily the same offers. So for Oklahoma, you're in a good spot because you have offered both and you do want both, right? Both do have committable offers from Oklahoma. So we'll just have to see. Can Nate Dreiling and Brent Venables turn up the heat here a little bit? Nico's going to be on campus on June 20th, and you would imagine that if Beau is not committed by that point, Oklahoma might have a good shot at maybe closing the deal there. But just to give you a little bit of more insight into what Oklahoma's getting. So saw this picture kind of floating around on the Twitterverse after Nico committed. So they're with it looks like a place called Ape Training. I think that's what it's called. Obviously, some very reputable trainers out here. But look at look at this. Like, these dudes are absolute monsters, right? So I think Oklahoma got some good ones here. Obviously, Nate Dreiling more than likely gave his stamp of approval on this. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, I think you're okay with that because Oklahoma is going to look at taking more underrated players than they are going to be taking the 5-star, the high 4-star guys. They want to take guys that potentially can translate really well to the NFL and guys that can come in and make an almost immediate impact for you on day one. So jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on the most recent commitment of Niko Jandreau to the University of Oklahoma. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe button.